みなさんこんにちは、コウです。今回はオンライン英会話サービスのキャンブリを使って英語でイギリス人の先生と選挙や政治についてお話をしたので、その様子を皆さんにシェアしたいと思います。
So like in this today's Cambly lesson,
Mhm.
I've got
Yes.
a topic that I want to discuss
Okay.
with
Yeah.
you,
Sounds good.
which
Yeah.
is politics in Japan or in the UK, which is where you are from. Because
Yes.
on the 31st of October, we had a election. So people went to vote.
I heard about this.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then I
Mhm.
voted.
Mhm.
And then like this election, obviously like for the last 1 or 2 years, like there's been always COVID-19 problem, and then
Yeah.
we all know we have to, how can I say, I think having the COVID-19 situation, I thought that kind of made us think about the politics a little bit more than before. So I
Yeah.
expected the voting rate of this election will increase, but turned out, well, it increased just a little bit, but basically it's the same. So currently the biggest issue is the low voting rate among the younger people.
Yeah.
And then
Same
I
in the
just-
UK.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it the same in the UK? I just wanted to ask
Exactly
you,
the same. Yeah.
what it's like in the UK.
Yeah. So what was the turnout? What percentage of the population voted? Do you know in Japan?
Well, in entire Japan,
Mhm.
this year's like this election's voting rate was like 55%.
Yeah.
It's pretty low, I guess.
It is. The UK maybe has. It's probably about the same, maybe even less in
Really?
the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
It is something that really annoys me actually, because we have the same issue that younger people do not. Well, some of them do vote, but not enough of them.
What about you? Do you vote?
Yes and no.
Okay, it depends then.
I voted for when it was the Brexit referendum. I cast a vote. But in Slovenia, I do have the right to vote because I'm
Okay.
a
Dual
citizen.
citizenship, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really understand the political situation here.
Because that's probably you are not from like Slovenia, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hear bits and pieces. I hear things about, I have a rough idea, but I don't really know who to cast a vote for, So every year they will send me a letter saying you can go on this day and vote, but I don't because But this is not neutral because they say if you do not vote, you've already decided. So the existing one stays as it is. It maintains the status quo.
That's why you're
doesn't it?
after if you don't vote, right?
Yeah, so I should, even if I'm not, saying, I don't participate. Well, I am participating because I'm saying, okay, leave it as it is. Leave this current one then. Do you know what I mean? Like, no
Yeah.
decision is no vote is still a kind of vote in a way. For
That's
the
very
existing.
interesting. I think I kind of agree with what you've just mentioned. Like a lot of younger people in Japan, I think specifically among younger people, the voting rate is around 30 or less than that, actually, which is pretty low. And then
Yeah, it is.
I guess the reason why like people don't go for voting, go for a vote, is just because they don't know, which MPs to back up or which MPs to support. And also they kind of don't really believe that the government in the first place, because in the period of election, the older parties like think that we are going to do this one, but
Of course.
actually they really put in action, so that really disappoints people, especially younger generation. So that's why we sort of already, how can I say, got tired of.
Yeah. and that is understandable. Young people are disillusioned, or they feel disenfranchised. They don't feel part of this, or they don't have faith in it. And yeah, I'm not surprised. But yeah, not voting is they are casting a vote. They are basically saying that they are happy with and they support the current government if they do not vote otherwise. But I also think maybe it is similar in Japan. Older people, they always vote.
That's true. Like that's incredibly high among older people.
Almost
For instance,
all of them.
yeah, 75% is the voting rate.
Similar in the UK. Yeah, very
Why
similar.
is that? Why do you think it is?
It's interesting. This is similar in Japan. This voting pattern is the same. It's the same pattern as in the UK. I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know. I wish they wouldn't.
yeah, that's very difficult. Like, that's,
they come from a different generation where I don't know, but it is very frustrating because these decisions that are made, they will affect the next generation. They really should be voting. Older people will perhaps not be around so long to see the results of this, but the young people will be, so they need to get out.
yeah, that's what I want to say. But all the promises that each different parties are saying is basically geared towards older people. So that's why that probably increased the voting rate among older people, and then like among
Yeah, well, I can say in the UK, certainly older people, not everybody, I mean, I'm generalizing, but older people predominantly vote more conservative. Whereas the younger ones tend to vote Labour or a bit more left, to the left.
Okay.
And people said, hey, why don't
Very
we change this?
similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People said in the UK, why does the government not make it easier for young people to vote? It is very old-fashioned. You have to go to some building, some school, piece of paper in a box.
There's no online system, is it?
Why is there not an online system? Look at all
Yeah.
the technology we have. And then they said, oh, there could be some fraud. No different to the boxes. There can be fraud with this also. But I think it is because they know if it was online, more young people would vote. And they don't want them to vote because they would vote for example, we have had a conservative government for 10, 15, 20 years now in the UK. They know these younger ones will vote more left. They probably won't vote conservative. So I think they are not too concerned about making it easier for young people to vote. That's my opinion about it.
Yeah, like implementing online voting system has been already discussed, like in Japan, but which is pretty difficult to actually implement because when voting started in Japan, we obviously had no technology, right? So the Japanese constitution like specifies that voting has to be done in person, and then there has to be one people looking at you to make it fair.
Yes.
But
Right.
it's changed so much now, like technologically. So that's pretty
Well,
difficult. Like in order
yeah.
to implement the online system, we have to change the law in the first place, and then which takes lots of
I
time and
see.
energy.
It is probably similar in the UK. It is probably also there is probably something written that it has to be done in such a way. But this is old-fashioned. People are voting like they did 100 years ago. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can put your fingerprint or use your ID card on there is some kind of digital way you can confirm your identity and cast your vote once. And there are definitely ways to set this up, but I think it is not their priority to do it.